Hello, this is Virtualis, the chess noob, learning and having fun with chess. The Vienna Gambit is my favourite opening for white. Now, should black decline the Vienna Gambit with bishop b4? The answer is no. Let's find out why. Now, this game was quite short, but it gives us a very good idea of the problems with that early bishop move. Now, the Vienna Gambit, of course, is e4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, the Falkbeer, and then f4, gambiting this f-pawn. Now, my opponent decided to bring the bishop up very early, bishop b4, and Stockfish calls it a straight-up blunder, heading towards +4. Now, this move is probably most similar to the Shurevlev counterattack if it was played one move ahead, and it kind of looks a bit like a reverse Ruy Lopez. Now, why is it so bad? Well, the thing with the gambited f-pawn is that it's not a passive player. It is attacking the e-pawn directly as well. And in this move, they've not done anything about that pawn. So I can just straight up take, and that pawn now chains an attack on the knight. And my knight here is not pinned. Potentially you think it could be pinned to the king, but it isn't. And so here my opponent decided to take. Look, there's no reason why I wouldn't take back. And I think what my opponent was thinking was that they now had queen h4 with check, with a fork of the king and knight, thinking that they will win the knight back and maybe even with check. However, it doesn't work because the knight, which is also the subject of the fork, can block the check. And it is now defended by that pawn. The queen is a little bit awkwardly placed. This square is, of course, defended by the knight itself. So this queen has nothing. It has no attack. This bishop is sort of hanging around in the middle of nowhere. Potentially there's an attack there as well. My opponent decides to play queen to f4. So, attacking the pawn. There is no mate threat there because that pawn is defended by both of those pieces. Here I decide to play, develop my other knight to f3, defending that pawn. Adding an extra defender to my d2 pawn as well. I think Stockfish here actually preferred bringing the queen out. But I thought this was potentially a little bit safer. They decide to do a short castles. I now decide to attack the queen, forcing them to move their queen, and they hang the queen in one move. I take, and the opponent resigns. And this is, of course, one of the risks with bringing the queen out early, where it doesn't have a well-coordinated attack. It just ends up being chased around the board with minor piece development. Good game, GG. The big takeaway from this game is that you need to learn a response to the Vienna Gambit. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.